Hey, welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Wednesday, November 23rd, 2016. And today in our Tech News, we have the US government that says that Apple and Samsung and all of these companies that make smartphones actually could implement features in the phone that, for example, when you're driving, will not let people text or receive text or use certain functionalities of their phones. U.S. government says that the rise in accident and also not just car accidents, but the rise in deaths due to car accidents are mainly because people are using their smartphone in the cars. So something has to be done. Something has to be changed. Some people are proning that maybe smartphones should be turned off and not available to a driver in a car. There's a lot of things that they're looking into. But one of the features would be that, of course, since smartphones today know with the GPS technology and everything when you're in your car, and great example of that is Pokemon Go that gives you a message. Well, they say features could be implemented when you go faster than a certain speed. A lot of your phone's functionalities stop working. So we'll see what happens with that, and will companies jump on this, um, bandwagon of adding these features of disabling your phone while you're in a car? That's not really something that we think companies want to do, but we'll see. But it is an interesting feature. Well, Facebook wants to get back into China, and to do so, they are actually or have apparently created a Snoop tool for the police. So the Snoop tool would enable law enforcement in China to view um, Facebook users' comments and posts as they wish without having to, do anything else than just use the tool. Of course, Facebook wants to be in China, but this is, very controversial. I personally, don't like companies that kneel down against the Chinese government and say, "Well, we're going to give you tools to snoop on, your users." I think that's a bad idea, and I don't think Facebook should do that. I don't think any company should snoop so low as to create doors for the Chinese government to spy on its users. But anyways, it seems that Facebook wants badly enough to go back to China to create such a tool, unfortunately. Well, we're talking about, and a lot of you have been asking, and a lot of rumors have been going around about the Microsoft Home Hub, which a lot of people think would be a Cortana central tool, a little bit like the Google Alexa or the Amazon Echo, where it is a little hub that you install in your living room, for example, and you can ask it all sorts of things, and it can even control uh, Internet of Things devices. Well, of course, we've heard Home Hub from Microsoft a lot, and a lot of people thought, well, that's a hardware device that they're going to show up. And a lot of people thought, well, they might have shown it last month, but nothing came up. Well, the Walking Cat, this Twitter user that knows a lot of the internals of Microsoft, says, well, it's a little sad, but Home Hub is not at all a hardware device. It seems to be more of a feature in software, meaning that they would not create a Home Hub device, but would like your PC to become such a device in your home. So that means if you would want to have such a device, you'd simply have all of these features that you have, for example, in the Amazon Echo, but throughout your own PC that you would just leave turned on in your living room, for example. So I don't know. It's sad to see that not there's no hardware device. I think a lot of us were thinking and wanted to have some kind of Cortana hub in our living rooms, but it seems that it's not in the plans right now. Well, U.S. phones, basically Windows phones in the U.S., according to net applications, are in all the Windows phones in the US, only 15% are running Windows 10. And it seems that Microsoft is really not making any effort into bringing that number up. So basically, most of the phones in the US are still running Windows 8.1 mobile, and unfortunately, a lot of them can upgrade to Windows 10 free, but it seems that nobody's doing it. So pretty much stuck at 15% on the Windows 10 phones in the US market. Okay, super batteries. We have these news items regularly about, oh yeah, we're going to have this super battery and it's going to be cool, and researchers talk about it. Well, another such announcement today about a new super battery that charges in seconds and will actually give you a full week of battery on your device. The research team says what they're doing is they are taking the best of lithium ion. That's the fact that they can hold a big charge and keep that charge easily, and power your device for a long time with capacitor technology, where capacitors typically can charge very fast in a few seconds and have a millions of cycles possible before they start degrading, compared to a few hundred cycles on lithium ion. And they say that they've created that super battery. Now, you know what? I'm happy to learn that researchers are really using and studying batteries, but when will we have devices with these batteries? That's what we want to know. Right now, there's no foreseeable new technology, battery technology, in our phones in 2017 or 18. We need to do something about this. Right now, the most efficient phones or devices it's not because the battery is better. It's mostly because the electronics are more efficient in what they do. So really, I want to have not just a study now, I want to have a battery. Well, Outlook.com has been having sync issues for about a week. Many users reporting that they actually are trying to sync through different mail clients or devices, and that Outlook.com does not work well. Microsoft has acknowledged that in the past week, lots of sync issues have happened with Outlook.com, but they say that it seems to be back to normal today. They've been tweaking and playing around with Outlook servers. They say that they think they have found the cause of the problem, so everything should be back to normal today. Satya Nadella, very interesting interview that happened yesterday. And of course, the interview did briefly go to the mobile devices and phones. And of course, Satya said, well, yes, we've scaled down a little bit on phones, but we're not abandoning. And he mentioned something that's apparently a lot of people picked up, saying that they are looking into bringing back a mobile device, but in a new category that will be a super ultimate mobile device, and that it will not be the same as they did in the past, so that it can compete better. So, of course, it revived the the flame of everybody that wants to have a Windows phone, saying, "Hey, a cool device is coming soon." But there's not a lot of detail about that. It's going to be interesting to see what really is going to happen with Windows Phone, and what could that ultimate mobile device be, basically. Well, more and more news over the UK's Snoopers charter, and a lot of criticism, including from the United Nations. United Nations watchdog for privacy says that it is one of the worst privacy nightmares for a country that is democratic and that normally should respect the laws and the privacy of its UK citizens. And what is interesting is there's a very nice article, a very big article about it in the Verge, and that article titled says it all. Says it all. It says that the Snoopers Charter, UK Snoopers Charter, is worse than you think. So it already looks bad on paper, but they do say that it's much worse than anybody could think about in spying on its citizens. Basically, internet history of everything you do kept for 1 year at the ISP. That means that from the moment this law will be in effect, everybody in the UK will have a full year of what they did on the internet, and the details will be incredible, including how much time you go on Facebook, what type of porn are you watching, everything you do will be there. And what's also bad is that the spying will be possible without even having any warrant at all. And not just citizens can be, checked on. If they deem that, for example, a small city or a small town has maybe a high level of problems and they need to check it out, they can actually spy on the whole town if they want. It's really amazing. And they say that one of the biggest problems with that law that actually passed is that the opposition did voice the fact that they didn't want to see this law into effect. But the problem is that the Brexit vote made so much noise that this law kind of just settled in the background with nobody even seeing it go through. And it's actually going to be a law because all it needed now is the sanction of the Queen. So basically, really bad law, and I think the debate is should be there, and it's apparently not. It's like everybody's being spied on. Something is happening, and nobody cares, and that is very scary because it opens the door for other countries to do so. And finally, in our bad news in our news bulletin, we've learned yesterday that more than half of the world population, 3.9 billion people, still have no internet. And they say, of course, the people that are the most affected, the poor countries, people that live in rural areas or very, very remote locations. And they say that it's sad because today's economy, today, the way things work, in order for you to get better jobs, get more money, maybe get out of poverty, the internet has more and more to do with that. And if you don't have the internet, well, poor countries with no internet will stay poor countries, unfortunately. So, of course, we'll be looking at all of these possibilities, like the Facebook drones that would give internet connectivity, and also the Google balloons. And the UN actually states that even though the price of high-speed internet has dropped through the world, it's still too expensive for most people to get this type of connection where they live. So this was the Tech News Update for Wednesday, November 23rd, 2016. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. If you like our videos, of course, you can leave comments. You can subscribe. You'll know when new videos are online. Give us thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching.